Good morning, students. We are going to start the new chapter number 10, which is your circle. Okay. So we have done already what is circle. I am giving you a little introduction about the circle first. So what is a circle? Circle is a locus of a point. Suppose this is the point O, and if we take any other point P, the P if moves in such a locus means the path traced out by a moving point. So if a point is moving in such a way that this point P moves in such a way that OP distance always remains fixed, then that traced out path is called circle. So this way the point will keep moving and will retrace the path again and again, and this will complete a circle. Okay. So definition, we say definition of circle is path traced out by a moving point such that its distance from a fixed point is constant. Okay, so the point P here is moving in such a way around the fixed point O that OP is always fixed. Here is OP is suppose 5 centimeter, then anywhere point will be in any position, that distance always 5 centimeter. Okay, so this point O is named as center of the circle, and this OP is named as radius of the circle. Okay, so this is I am giving a little introduction about the circle, but you know all these things previously you have done in class 9. Lot of parts of the circle, like this is the line segment. This line segment is called chord of the circle. Okay, and if you take two radii, a circle is this, and if we take a point center O, and from here take two radius, one radius is this, and this point part is called sector. Okay, this already we have done in the previous class 9, sector. So most important thing to know about the chord. Here we have used a lot of use of chord here. So chord, and this part, a chord divide the circle in two part. Each part is also named as segment. So this is named as segment of the circle. Okay, this is a minor segment, smaller part, and this is the major segment, larger part. Similarly, here the smaller part is your minor sector, and this larger part is your major sector. So these all terms already you know in class 9 you have done. So here in class 10 we will discuss about the first point is your tangent to a circle. So what is called tangent? Okay, so see, a circle is this. Now you come to know this point is your center O, and if we draw a line, several lines you can draw, like this is the line we have drawn, a line is L. Okay, another line we have drawn like this line is your suppose M. One more line we have drawn like this, later this line is your M. So here we are finding the three conditions. Okay, line your L simply passes away nowhere, no relation with the circle. And this line M intersect the circle at the 2 point, at the point this and at this point. So this line M intersecting the circle at the 2 point, and line M intersecting, or simply you can say meet at a point, 1 point. Okay, so in this case we have three situations you are having. In this three situation, this line is named as secant. Okay, and the line this which intersecting or meeting at a point is named as tangent. Okay, so see the definition. A tangent to a circle is a line that intersects the circle at only one point. Clear? Let a circle with the center is O and a line which touches the circle at only one point. So let this is the line which touches the circle at only one point. Okay. So this line is L and this point is O and this point is P. Let this point is your P. The P is the point which is common to this line and circle. So P is the common point of a line and the circle. So we say at the point P line intersect, or at the point P line L meet at the circle with center O. So this point P is named as point P. We say this is called point of contact. This is called point of contact. Okay, so you got it. The P point where the line or tangent touches the circle, that point is named as point of contact, and line is called tangent. So this line is called tangent. Tangent to the circle at point P. Okay, so this line L is called tangent to the circle at the point P, and point P is named as a point of contact. So this is the basic concept of our tangent to a circle. So we have to keep in the mind the two type of line. One is your tangent, another is your secant. Clear? Now, how a secant can be a tangent? Let the circle as this and center is O. If we draw a secant, let this is the secant. Okay, if you bring this apart, away from the center, if you move the line L away from the center, if it moves away, line will come in this way. So this 2 point at which it intersects is coming closer, and finally if you come at the end, you will find both the point will come at the same point. Okay, so this secant converts into tangent. Now this condition, L is your tangent. L is the tangent, and here L is the secant. Okay, so 1 secant can be tangent when these 2 points of intersection coincides. According to this condition, we define the another definition of tangent. The tangent to a circle is a special case of secant when 2 of its end points corresponding chords coincide. Okay, 2 end point coincides, then this secant becomes a tangent. Okay. Now students, in the circle we have the two important theorems. And the first theorem is the statement of theorem here is given: the tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. So a tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius. Okay, so we draw the figure for the same. If first you draw the figure, let a circle is O, with center O. So O is the center of the circle, and at this point P we draw one tangent. This is the point where the line touches the circle, and let this point is your P. Then if you join O to P, the OP is a radius of this circle. Clear? Now come to the statement. A tangent at a given point of circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. The point of contact is here P. So what is given? First step, given is circle with center O, OP is the radius, and we say that P is the point of contact. We have to prove let tangent, give the name of the tangent is XY. So XY is the tangent, OP is the radius, and P is the point of contact. XY is a tangent. So we have to prove that this OP radius is perpendicular to the tangent XY. Okay. Now proof. So here P is the point which is common on this tangent as well as on the circle. XY is a tangent, Q is a point other than P on XY, and we say it is an arbitrary point. To take any arbitrary point Q on XY other than P. Any point Q other than P on XY. So P can be at this place, Q can be at this place, Q can be at this place, Q can be anywhere except the point P. And then join the point O and Q which intersect the circle at R. Okay. Join OP, OQ which intersect the circle at R. Okay. Now from the figure it is very clear that OP and OR both are radii of the same circle. So OP will be equal to OR. Why? The reason is very clear. They are the radii of same circle. Radii of same circle. Okay. And we can write from the figure कि OQ is equal to OR plus RQ. Mark this equation number 1. Then we can write easily कि OQ is equal to, instead of OR we can write OP. Plus RQ. Now these both sides are equal using 1. Using equation number 1. Okay. Now see the things here. LHS is OQ and RHS is OP plus RQ, and both are equal. If from any one of the side if we remove something, that part will become smaller. Suppose we are removing RQ from the RHS, then left side will remain OQ and right side will remain OP. But if we remove this part, since RQ is not 0, so OP will be less than OQ. So OQ is greater than OP. Is it clear? कि OQ is greater than OP. And since Q is an arbitrary point, suppose Q is here, then this OQ is greater than OP. If Q will be here, then also this OQ will be greater than OP. If Q will be here, then also OQ will be greater than OP. So Q anywhere on Q on this line other than point P, then OQ will be always greater than OP. Since Q is an arbitrary point on XY other than point P, so anywhere will be Q. Here is the point Q, so this OQ is greater than OP. If Q point will be at this place, then also this OQ will be greater than OP. If the point Q will be at this place, then also OQ will be greater than OP. And so we find in all the situations OQ is greater than OP, so OP is the shortest. So here we can conclude that OP is the shortest length. OP is the shortest length. Okay, OP is the shortest length from O to XY. From O to XY. Okay, and we know that the shortest distance must be perpendicular to the given line. Hence, we know that shortest distance is perpendicular line. And if OP is the perpendicular line, so OP perpendicular to OXY. Hence, we can say that OP is perpendicular on XY. Okay. Hence proved. So theorem is proved. Very simple, small theorem. It's very important. Always used to come in exam of 3 marks. Okay. Thank you.